My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is May 11, 2023. It is 1:45 a.m. This is video number 2. So let's go on Twitter. Let's continue. First tweet. Let's pause this. Okay. His cage has clearly been rattled. Okay, I'm not going to tackle lectures on privacy invasion from Prince Harry. This was one of the things that I shared on my last video, but a different tweet, a retweet of it. Okay, amid allegation of phone hacking while he was at the Mirror, Piers Morgan tells ITV News Harry should apologize to the royal family for invasion of privacy he's been perpetrating. All right, so 57 seconds. I'll be putting screenshot. Okay.
Hello.
Are you prepared to apologize?
All I'm going to say is I'm not going to take lectures on privacy invasion from Prince Harry, somebody who spent the last 3 years ruthlessly and cynically invading the royal family's privacy for vast commercial gain and told a pack of lies about them. So
the way he's talking about Harry as if Harry is not part of the royal family.
I suggest he gets out of court and apologises to his family for the disgraceful invasion of privacy that he's been perpetrating.
If you look at video number 1, there's a video of him being deposed by, I don't know, some lawyers about the case. So this is why he's telling Harry to get out of the court to stop that, because they got the other brother to not pursuing the case, but Harry didn't take any money. He's pursuing it. So now he's telling Harry to get out of court.
I caught her today that there were legal practices.
That's all I got to say. All I got to say.
While you're at the helm. Are you willing to apologise?
Apologise? I think Prince Harry should be apologising for his disgraceful invasion of privacy of the royal family. And others, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay. There's this here. Prince Harry is a better person than me. I personally do that thing where you tell people the same tale, but alter a key fact for each audience to see who's selling what, then air them all the way out. Okay, so he's hiding behind the royal family because he's not part of that family, no matter what he thinks. There's the rolling eye. Okay, he's toast, waiting to be toasted and fully burned. He's cornered and scared. Name dropping the royal family to remind them he was working for them, so they need to help him now that he's in the hot water. Yeah, he's a man who is the perfect representation of my mouth with checks my ass can't cash. And all my backers are away on holiday and can be rich. Alright, good. He should be. And furthermore, in America, his sorry butt could be sued for slander and defamation when calling a person a liar. Okay, let's see here. 4. Yes, an American president just learned that lesson yesterday. That's why Trump lost. 100. Okay, most Americans are Team Harry and Meghan. He wrote the unvanishing truth, and I'm sure it's a lot worse than what he endured. And I think that's why he kept those under 400 pages. He's waiting to see after this, because Harry doesn't care anymore. He really doesn't, in my humble opinion. Okay, good. He should be... Okay, I think I read that. Okay, good. It's past time. Let's hope it gets rattled even more, where he is removed from all national and international media platforms. That his hate for profit has come to an end. It's what he deserves. The toxic man is friend with Queen Camilla. They are Queen Consort. Okay, we need to put that. They are going to miss that dead old lady, the Queen. The remaining royals are just not sympathetic figures. Okay, I notice Piers Morgan is not denying his guilt, is he? Okay, no, sound like a man who have been giving assurances by someone and or individuals.
You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
who are very
people?
grateful that. Well, I'm not going to go into who it was, but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for them.
Okay, this is where they feel comfortable to do some of the things that they're doing, because they have people in every important places, to turn a blind eye. Okay, I said that it smells rather than bacon right now. Crispy, please. Okay. Oh shit. The smack. Exactly, his exactly, and his underwear is in a bunch. He's panicking, running inside to call the queen. Okay, bullies can never handle what they dish. Pathetic how he exposed himself by using Harry for deflection and cover. It didn't work. We all know this. He didn't deny his guilt. Okay, he looked tense and very defensive. His calls to the royal family are probably going straight to voicemail. That is true. That is a very nervous man. All right, let's go to the next tweet. You guys need to see the video 1 of today's date, because there are some videos that explains everything. There are some video clips. Okay, well, I'm gonna put screenshot, but at least they are video clips. Piers Morgan is about to go through some things multiple times over. Diana's heir is gonna burn them all down, and I'm here for it. Good King Harry. I hope he burns every single one of them. There's the laugh. Me too. The smile of the coronation was wait till Wednesday. There's the laugh. There's this. Okay. Oh, me too. It's like, I'm thinking you should have leave his wife alone. Okay, I'm here for him finding out in a jail cell. Okay, I mean, okay, some of already have a wine and cheese ready. There's that, the smirk. Okay, it's more exciting than the coronation, and it is costing the taxpayer a cent. That is true. The car is right. Harry is the only royal with credibility, integrity, and honesty. Harry, your mother will have been very proud of you. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, get him, Harry. There's that. It's a fitting picture. I hope he can be filmed one day. Our King Harry is a superhero. Okay, Harry, go for it. We are praying for you. All right, there's that. Oh, my Lord. Good King Harry. Whatever's on the screen, that's it. I love this GIF. Top tier. There's a clap. Mama is proud. And that. Next tweet. Okay. There's voice suitor. Oh, I forgot about this. Alright. Prince Harry has pending litigation against 4 of the 6 biggest print media outlets in the UK. Yet this conflict of interest is never called out, as they, quote, character assassinate, and quote, him daily. It's in their interest, quote, to blacken his name and discredit him, end quote. Alright, quote, that's from LBC. I think this is unfinished business, and it's a moment of reckoning. Ex-Guardian editor, there's this, tells at Andrew Moore 9, with the Prince Harry media privacy scandal has been damaging. Alright, 1 minute and 44 seconds is gonna be screenshot. You're gonna hear the audio, but it's gonna be screenshot.
If you're going to character assassinate someone like Harry on a daily basis, as editor, you kind of owe the readers a paragraph at the end to say, by the way, we should point out we have a conflict of interest here, which is that Harry is suing us, and it's in our interest to blacken his name and discredit him. Of course, none of them do that. But I think since all these cases are about the ethics of journalism, it's kind of the minimum they should be doing.
This is a titanic struggle, but there isn't as it.
Alright, before I continue, I have a video in this channel that I did regarding journalism, because this channel was supposed to be what, once a week I do another word, like sums up something, do a research video instead of reading tweet. So that video is there. I think it's about journalism. I'll put the screenshot of the thumbnails, but things, so much information was going on, I don't have time to do this. And now that other channel that I created regarding the charities, it's another a lot of work. There's one video I need to edit. I think I'm gonna do it before this one, because I needed to get ready before the weekend. I'm trying to set up videos for that channel on weekends only. So the whole point of me stopping this is that I have a video on this channel regarding journalism, how journalism should be, this kind of thing. All right, so go watch it. Let's continue. When he said ethic and journalism, that's what it reminds me of my video. All right, I move it back slightly. Let's listen.
This is a titanic struggle, but there isn't, as it were, a Millie Dowler in the case at the moment, somebody who the entire public would want to rally behind, except possibly Doreen Lawrence, who's been involved in one of the
Doreen
Mail
Lawrence is dangerous for the Mail. Now, it has to be said the Mail has denied everything, but you remember the Neville Lawrence story that the Mail very bravely named the people they
killers. Yes, that was Paul Dacre, wasn't it?
Of Stephen Lawrence, and for Doreen Lawrence now to turn on that newspaper and say, actually, I now don't trust you and you did terrible things to me, is potentially very damaging.
So this is a moment for the entire British press to be shivering slightly in its shoes.
One thing that I'm slightly confused a little bit. Okay, if you know, please let me know regarding the Doreen Lawrence case. That's the one whose child was killed, and then the paper keeps on, I don't know, hurting her in a way, keep on bringing false stories of hope for her, and then nothing ever happened. She's part of the lawsuit that Harry and Elton John and all of those group are part of. Okay, now the part that I'm confused about is she using the same lawyer as Megan has nothing to do with that. Is she using the same lawyer as Harry? It seems like, I don't know why, I read somewhere, or I think I read somewhere, where her lawyers is the same as Harry's. Okay, I'm not sure, but I could look it up as well. So maybe I could just type it. But if you know, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so this part I'm a little bit blurry about, and for some reason I keep on feeling that she has the same lawyer as Harry. Alright.
Well, you remember that there was supposed to be two parts to the Leveson inquiry, and the British press lobbied the government to finish off the second part, which was going to look into criminality. So I think this is unfinished business. It shows that very large sums of money were being spent. Criminality was rife, it seems, and this is the moment of reckoning.
Yeah. The second part of the inquiry was stopped. If go watch video 1, there's a clip where they were questioning Rebecca Brooke. After they questioned her, she admitted certain things. They stopped the meeting, and then I don't think they ever come back. Instead, what the paper did, they went after the guy who was pushing for answers from Rebecca, and then this never continued. That's what I understand from it. I think it regarding the Leveson inquiry or something like that. Okay, so Harry is not a sympathetic lead plaintiff because the media has done such an excellent job assassinating his character. I assume this is a bench trial. Okay, yes and yes, from what I understand. Wow, this is gonna get good. The UK media and royal family used these articles also as a means of intimidation and bullying to make family members fall in line. As a means of intimidation and bullying to make family members fall in line.
But the media is a powerful force.
This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, your power.
Do you not remember?
I'm surprised his lawyers haven't sought a gag order. Criminality was rife in the print media. Yes, that's right. Criminality was and maybe still is rife in the British press. Okay, don't come for Harry if he didn't send for you, is my take, and some journalists need to go to jail. Okay, and his father told him not to pursue this. All I say is Harry being proven right. Okay, and these cases look strong. I mean, how can they deny what was so clearly hacked info? Alright, I mean, they were questioning Piers Morgan, asking, did you listen to certain information, and did they give you permission, this and that. He will not answer it until they call the person who left the message or who's responsible for the message. Did you give permission for anybody to listen to this message? The person said no, no, and no. So they got him. He will not answer, so they had to go to the person who's the owner, the rightful owner of that message. Did you give permission for anybody to listen to it? And the person said no, so he's in a hot mess. These were parts of today's summary in The Guardian. Piers Morgan definitely knew they were hacking voicemail. He criminally perjured himself. I hope Piers is tried in criminal court after this. In one alleged incident, Morgan asked journalists to name the source of a celebrity story and was told, quote, the information had come from a voicemail. In another, a witness described how Morgan was laughing mockingly as he entertained the Daily Mirror newsroom by repeatedly playing staff a private voicemail left by Paul McCartney for his then girlfriend, Heather Mills. And another witness claimed Morgan knew the default PIN code that could be used to illegally access voicemail on different mobile phone networks. Wow. Go to video 1. Some of these are in there. Alright, so there's that. Maybe for the sake of this video, I'll play that. Okay. Let's see. All they have left is to try and discredit his character. Mirror folded like a napkin and quote today, goodness, Harry has been brave, stood up to the entire British establishment alone. No family backing, nothing. This is a nice video of Morgan incriminating himself. Go Harry. Okay, Piers Morgan desperately trying to avoid admitting the truth that he listened to illegal obtained voicemail. Alright, this is a thread. I have it on video 1, but this video only, this video clip, I'll share it here only. You wanna see the others, go on my video, first video.
It was a tape of a voicemail message, wasn't it?
Well, I'm not going to discuss where I heard it or who played it to me for the reasons I've discussed. I don't think it's right, and in fact the inquiry has already stated to me you don't expect me to identify sources.
No, but I think we do expect you to identify what is obvious to anyone reading it, is that you listened to a tape of a voicemail message. Is that correct?
I listened to a tape of a message, yes.
But it was a voicemail message, wasn't it?
I believed it was, yes.
It was heartbreaking. The couple had clearly had a tiff. Heather had fled to India and Paul was pleading with her to come back. And then he even sang something into the answer phone, as you say. So you listened to all of that. Did you know that that was unethical?
Not unethical, no.
Why not?
It doesn't necessarily follow that listening to somebody speaking to somebody else is unethical.
But on the tape of a voicemail message, you didn't think that was unethical?
Well, it depends on the circumstances in which you're listening to it.
But can you tell us something about the circumstances which might lead us to think that it was not unethical?
I'm afraid I can't, no, because I'm not going to do anything that may identify the source.
Well, let's give it this way, think about it this way, Mr. Morgan. Without identifying your source, the only person who would lawfully be able to listen to the message is the lady in question or somebody authorised on her behalf to listen to it. Isn't that right?
Possibly.
I am perfectly happy to call Lady McCartney to give evidence as to whether she authorised you to listen to her voicemails.
This is where it got good. You know, for the sake of this video, let's go into it. This is the one we just listened to. Where's the other part? There's that here. Let's listen.
Have you listened to recordings of what you knew to be illegally obtained voicemail messages?
I do not believe so, no.
Well, you either did or you didn't. I don't think it's a question of belief. Did you authorise Mr. Morgan to access your voicemail?
Never.
Did you authorise Mr. Morgan to listen to your voicemail?
Never ever.
And have you ever played to Mr. Morgan or authorised him to listen to a recording of this or any other voicemail left on your messaging system?
Never.
If we need to go one stage further, have you ever done that in relation to anybody?
No.
I saw it on a daily basis in 1999, especially the latter half of 1999, where I would go as far as to say that it happened every day, and that it became apparent that a great number of the Mirror's show business stories would come from that source.
Piers Morgan very much set the trend. He was, I want that story at all costs, pretty much, I don't care what you have to do.
Did the show business journalists take any steps to hide their phone hacking activities from managers?
No.
He then explained that the way to get access to people's messages was to go to the factory default setting and press either 000 or 1234, and that if you didn't put on your own code, his words, you're a fool.
All right. So let's go back. That was the threads, the videos. There's that. Okay, ever that Piers met Meghan, check this video out. Remember, he has never shared a photo of them together, and he also claimed to put her in a taxi which took her to a party where she met Harry. Well, it didn't happen. Credit. Okay, so let's listen to that. This one is just within that tweet. Okay, so let's listen to it. 2 minutes and 1 second. All right, let's go into it.
And you're gonna
oops.
It's fun. Calling out Piers Morgan moment, and you're gonna enjoy this one. So I got tagged in a video of him doing an interview talking about how he met her, right? And he was talking about Wimbledon. She came straight from Wimbledon, walked into his pub, and all the men were like, "Oh, who is that?" kind of thing. So the woman asked him, "What was she wearing?" And he said, "Oh, men get asked this and we have no clue, right?" But he said she was wearing a dress. A dress. Bear that in mind. A big straw hat. Big glasses, he thinks. Heels. Only, let's show you something that blows that whole story apart, shall we? So yes, Meghan wore a dress at Wimbledon. No straw hat. Yes, she had glasses. She might have been wearing heels. But that was July the 4th. Let me show you something else though. This was June 28th. Bear that in mind, the date, the 28th. Here, she's wearing that big straw hat that he was describing and the big glasses. But notice the big flaw in his story. She's not wearing a dress. Now, let me show you something else. And here's where it blows the whole story apart, because bear in mind, the Wimbledon photo just before this one was June the 28th. Here, on the 30th of June, he describes, "Great to finally meet you too, Meghan," because she was in London for a suits convention, right? So my guess is he saw photos on the internet of her at Wimbledon. And he's trying to take credit, right? Because according to that, he didn't even meet her until the 30th, which was 2 days after Wimbledon.
Right, so let's see some comment. Trouble shade. Piers never met Meghan. See above. We've been, oh, she tagged somebody to come and see that. Okay, we been new. He's never met her in his life. Waiting Piers Morgan. Same. I'm not arguing. What this internet generation. Wow, busted. We know from Netflix that on the 4th, she went straight from Wimbledon to meet Harry for dinner after a change and shower. Not likely she went to Wimbledon on the 3rd too. Particularly, if she went to see Serena play, she wouldn't have played 2 days in a row. Alright. They never met outside of the suit promo. He made up a lies so he can attack Meghan. Big fat liar, Piers Morgan, trying to stay relevant. I mean, you have to give Meghan credit to stay quiet after all of this. Just let him run his mouth. My goodness. And then now he run his mouth so much, now he's putting his foot in his mouth. Previously tweeted Morgan is the biggest social climber ever and the world's biggest grifter. I'll bet he'll claim he knew the late great Pele next. He died how long ago? I saw one of those Brazilian footballer die, not this year, sometime last year. I think it was one of them. Okay, is it Maradona pass? Pele, is it the same year? I'm not sure, but one of those Brazilian. Look at it. Now I remember the name, Brazil, because couple time when I'm talking about Ghislaine Munchkin, Ghislaine, Tom Brady's ex-wife, I'm thinking Brazil, Brazil. I see the flag in front of me. I'm seeing everything. But for some reason, at the time of recording, I could not think of the name Brazil. But today, there it is, Brazil. Okay, you gotta love this V-shape. Everyone has. Love it. Morgan is Pond Life. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. A lot more to share with you. I think there's one thread I need to read because some of you could not read the screenshot because the text were too small. Okay, they should have left his wife alone, that's for sure. The Ginger Avenger is gonna breathe fire that will touch and torch them all. Not just the papers, but his father and brother, whose minions appear implicated in the acts by the papers against Prince Harry. Okay, if you woke up thinking you want to start shit with me, think twice, because I woke up wishing by the effort would. I like this picture when you see Meghan in the back as if Harry's protecting her. Oh my god, this thing is not really funny, but when you look at the obstacles that he's going through to get the peace of mind that he's searching for, this is huge. Okay, oh, there's more. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Okay, what terrifies or should terrify the papers is Prince Harry. Unlike other claimants, has the financial means to drag the papers through an expensive trial, unlike before, when Prince Charles conspired with the papers to stop him litigating by purse and string. Alright, that is good. Oh, this is a long thread. Okay, it has more, but this one I didn't see. Let's play it.
You know, Prince Harry's got 3 pieces of litigation going on against the Mail, against the Murdoch Company, and today his case against the Daily Mirror starts. The significance of Harry is twofold. A, he's got enough money that he is saying, I don't care what you offer me, I don't care how much it costs if I lose, I'm going to have a hearing. Do you know there's there's nearly 2,000 phone hacking cases have been silenced, where the people suing have been paid off before they could get to court. The risks of going on were just too terrifying financially.
This is the thing that Piers Morgan is saying in that video, and I think I shared here in this video as well, where he's saying, oh, Harry should get out of court and apologize to his family and all of that. That's one of the reasons. Okay, because they always get away with it, but they never met somebody like Harry who doesn't care anymore because he understands the pain. And I hope the people in the UK appreciate what he's doing and also what his wife have done. If you listen to some of the videos during the privacy case of Meghan, and I said this case is gonna benefit all the people in the UK, because if they let this go and Meghan doesn't win, just imagine what they will do to every other people in the UK. Okay, so there's Harry doing his part now. So let's continue listening. I mean, it wasn't easy. Thank God Meghan come on top, but it wasn't easy. And I hope the people in the UK, that brainwashing that the institution have implanted in their brain, to see what the royal family have done to poisoning the establishment of the UK, especially with the current monarch right now and the one that will be coming next. Because when you look at what Meghan went through, where Knopf inserted himself in the privacy case, the privacy case, and you know who he was working for. So those 2 generations, the next monarch is woman as well. So I hope the people there's a good portion who understand, but there's still some who's in the cloud. All right, so let's move this back a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put screenshot because YouTube doesn't like when videos are moving and then the audio is playing, but it seems like it's okay when I just put screenshot and whatever. So I'll take one screenshot and play it. Just listen to the video. Okay,
could get to court. The risks of going on were just too terrifying financially. Okay, so we are moving towards an evidentiary hearing. The other point of Harry is, if, as is expected, he turns up to give evidence, the newspapers who would like to ignore this story can't do that. They're going to have to cover it. It's beautiful. But what isn't going to happen is that you're going to see structural reform of newspapers in this country so that they start telling the truth instead of dealing in falsehood and distortion. If we had succeeded, we would have that. this country would still be in the European Union if we'd achieved that. But you still have newspapers who abuse their power and, using falsehood, distortion and spite, damage this country over and over again.
Wow. This was a very good thing. I would love to hear more. Okay, despite his protests, there appears to be much evidence indicating Piers authorized unlawful gathering of information on many people. Piers has also made enemies with some in the media. Enemies talk, and along with evidence, he's likely effed. Okay, so there's more. 1 minute and 39 seconds.
Morgan said, teasing Ulrika, that he knew what had happened in conversations between her and Sven-Göran Eriksson. And he went into this mock Swedish accent. Now, I don't know whether he was repeating a conversation that he had heard or he was imagining this conversation. In fact, to be fair to him, I think we should accept both possibilities. He probably was imagining it. It was a rather bad parody. So yeah, I do remember it quite, and I was quite struck by it because I'm rather wet behind the ears in many of these things. I didn't know that that sort of thing went on, and indeed when he then turned to me and said, "Have you got a mobile phone?" I said yes, and he said, "Have you got a security setting on the message bit of it?" I don't think it was called voicemail in those days. I didn't know what he was talking about, and he then explained that the way to get access to people's messages was to go to the factory default setting and press either 000 or 1234, and that if you didn't put on your own code, his words, you're a fool. Now, I don't know whether he's talking about whether he was making this up, making up the conversation, but it was clearly something that he was familiar with, and I wasn't.
Wow. He creates so much enemy, now they're talking. Okay, even if Piers didn't explicitly authorize hacking, there are theories in law called vicarious liability and implicit consent or authorization. If Piers was aware, and he seems very much aware and accepted the result, he is likely to be liable. All right, so there's more. 1 minute and 46 seconds. We heard it. I'm gonna skip that because it's in this video as well. Piers' testimony in the Leveson inquiry is telling. Notice how he always responds with, quote, "I believe," end quote. It's a trick of couching by his attorney to escape hard questions under heavy fire by an experienced litigator. Piers won't be able to wiggle out so easily. Okay, so is that we heard that as well. Okay. Piers is scared shitless. If he thought taking photos with the Yorkies will influence Harry, he thought wrong. We heard that as well, so I'm not gonna waste time anymore on this. Okay, Piers Morgan also gave little nuggets in his book, The Insider, The Private Diaries of Scandalous Decade, that hints at his phone hacking skills, and I'm sure Prince Harry's attorney and other plaintiffs' attorneys will find this excerpt very interesting. Okay, there's this. I read that for the sake of this video. Apparently, if you don't change the standard security code that every phone comes with, then anyone can call your number, and if you don't answer, tap in the standard 4-digit code to hear all your messages. I'll change mine just in case, but it makes me wonder how much public figures and celebrities are aware of this little trick. Yeah, that's the same thing the guy was just saying up here. Okay, I love it. Me too. Harry is done giving a F when they go after wife. Okay, so there's that. Here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. Okay, and I'm all about the bubble gum. They did a good job with this Photoshop thing here. Okay, love it. I hope you don't mind if I take this photo. There's that. There's this. Okay, let's move on. Next tweet regarding the lawsuit. Okay, I think this was the one I share, but it was too small for some of you to see. Okay, your reality is setting in. Basically, with no global event lineup, the message is William and Kate. The way to put it, William and Kate better step up and do something and put those kids to work while you are at it. All right, so I'm gonna read all of this because when I put it on my community board, you guys can see it. Okay, let me prepare myself. After the unqualified success of the coronation weekend, an awkward truth has now started to occupy the minds of image makers and the royal household. Assuming the king and queen enjoy the sort of robust health of their predecessors, there may not be another major royal occasion for 20 years or more. In the past, the monarchy has been able to rely on birth, marriages, jubilees, and coronation to top up their popularity every decade or so. But we are now entering potentially the longest period in our history without any of them. I'm thinking, with all of these nonsense that they're going through right now, with Harry calling the papers to court and because they want to be popular. I mean, what the F? What the F is wrong with these people? To think that they have to be on the paper all the time to say nice thing about them. People are not perfect. And this is what it's causing them. Oh my goodness. All right. And then they're doing stupid thing as well. And then they want to be on the front page to talk nice thing about. I don't understand them. Okay, like I said in many other videos, spotlight bring imperfection as well. So we keep on seeing the imperfection all the time as they want striving for positive coverage. I don't know. I really don't know. What the people should have done is to create a fake newspaper for them, only for them, not to the public, not to anything. When they want to hear good news, they create some stories on a fake papers for them to read, thinking that everybody else have it, and keep it in the palace only. That would have helped them. But my goodness, let's continue. The king will not have his first major jubilee until 2047. I don't know, he probably will be gone by then, unless the royal family break with tradition by making a fuss of his 10th anniversary on the throne. The Prince and Princess of Wales are not expected to have any more children. Prince George is only 9, meaning it might be 2 decades or more before he is ready to marry. Courtiers are already talking about, quote, the long haul, end quote, of a reign interrupted by set-piece events. Trooping the color might be a welcome opportunity to polish the armor once a year, but it certainly does not attract a TV audience measured in the billions, nor does it merit a street party. They're starting to see their irrelevance, but these people are looking forward for parties only. I mean, they could have easily be relevant if they're doing good things for the people. For the people. Okay? You will hear papers and TVs talking about whatever work they're doing, but they don't want to do anything. They just want to be glorified all the time. My goodness. Okay, let's continue. And as they ponder the question of how to keep the country and the rest of the world interested and engaged in the royal family, one name looms large in their conversation: Prince William. The Prince of Wales and his family will be crucial to the success or otherwise of the next chapter in the history of the monarchy. The king and queen will be 75 and 76 this year, meaning they will increasingly rely on the Waleses to do the heavy lifting, particularly when it comes to long-haul foreign tours. This is where Harry and Meghan will come and help them, but they didn't think of that. Instead, they went and bashed them and they pushed them out of the country. And then Harry's suing the paper. This is all their fault. Good for them. It will mean a significant step up in their workload. William and Kate have not carried out a major foreign tour since March 2022 and are not expected to do the next one until the next spring, a gap of 2 years. If they are to follow the example of the king when he was Prince of Wales, they will be expected to complete at least 2 big tours a year. Last year, the Prince of Wales carried out 126 official engagements in total, compared with the Princess Royal's 214 and the King's 181, meaning there is plenty of scope for increasing his workload. With all of those nonsense that they're going through, will other head of states wants to meet with them? Okay, this one is a challenge because it's very small. The good news is that William and Kate have a good springboard from which to launch the next phase of their royal life. Crowds have mobbed them wherever they have popped up over the coronation weekend. The prince made a pitch-perfect speech in praise of his father at the coronation concert on Sunday night. They have 3 children who have rapidly become the nation darlings. Okay, quote, all of the focus had been on the coronation, but there is an opportunity now to really think about the longer term, said one royal source. On the domestic front, the prince and princess want to make sure they leave a legacy wherever they visit, and internationally, there has been a real evolution of the prince as an international statement. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? What just happened? What is it in December in the US with that earth flap? Okay, if they wanna hear good things, but reality doesn't exist to these people. Okay, aides of the prince point to his visit to Poland in March. They skipped the one in the US when he came within a few miles of the Ukrainian border and thanked British soldiers for defending our freedoms as evidence of his willingness to engage with geopolitical events. Oh, I remember what he said. There was never a war in Europe. Okay, that wasn't at the same event, different event. Okay, and say, we will see more of this in the future. The prince clearly realizes that his job is to make the monarchy relevant to younger people. And then he chased his brother out. Good luck with that. Who are unlikely to engage with an institution if it sits on its hand over issues that are important to them, like the war in Ukraine. But yet, those oligarchs, I mean, the UK always play two faces. I mean, same thing with the US as well. You know, in the front they're pretending all of this, but yet they're protecting the assets of the oligarch. But anyway, and then you have members of the royal family. I mean, the Guardian have reported that member of the royal family taking money from Russian monies and all of that. So whatever you make, what do you make of this? Okay, to that end, he has beefed up his social media operation, posting slick videos on Instagram that track up millions of views. What is it? I didn't really go into that, but one of the squad mentioned that William hired someone to follow him for Instagram. So this is what they're talking about. Okay, but yet they were pointing fingers at Harry regarding Netflix. That working around with camera people for to cash up on his name or whatever. Okay, to that end, he has beefed up his social media operation, posting slick videos on Instagram that track up millions of views. Within hours of the end of the coronation concert, the Prince and Princess of Wales Instagram account had posted a snappily edited highlight package with slow motion oh my god, this is the nonsense they're taking serious. Oh my lord. But yet the people are freaking going hungry. Oh my lord. Their focus is really not in the right place. Phew. Well, the part with the military, it's fine, but this part, this is nothing. Oh my lord. Prince and Princess of Wales Instagram account had posted a snappily edited highlights package with slow motion shot of the Wales family arriving together with clips of the prince making his speech interspersed with flag waving crowd shots. It is well on the way to passing 10 million views, while a behind the scene video shot on Coronation Day has already racked up more than 20 million views. This is questionable because we have to understand what used to happen when they're competing with Harry and Meghan, when Harry and Meghan were on social media. Okay, so this all on is questionable. If it is true, I'm not gonna bother to go look at it. I don't want to see it. Okay, they kept it up with another glossy package on Monday after the outing for the big help out. Whatever. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, the Waleses can feel rightly pleased with their thoroughly modern approach to appealing to the masses. if the squad went and look at it and see where the views were coming from, that's where we will know exactly if those views are really authentic. All right, because we don't care. Our focus right now is what's going on in court. All right, so let's see here. But okay, the Welseses can feel rightly pleased with their thoroughly modern approach to appealing to the masses, but there could yet be tension between them and the king over some of the more traditional ways of representing the royal family. The prince and princess fiercely protective of their family time. Okay, driving their children to school every day and minimizing the amount of time they spend apart from them. Kensington Palace talk of quality, not quantity. This is word put in on paper but not really practiced. And royal engagement suggesting the couple will not be upping their workload significantly, nor are they willing to commit at this stage to doing same numbers of foreign tours that the king has been used to carry out. One royal source said there was no tick box method of determining overseas visit, and that the couple will not necessarily follow the template set down by the king, but are very keen to do things their own way. But shouldn't William do what Charles said? This is the thing that I used to get, where the firm is one, right? I could understand they each have their own offices and all that. It's fine. But once the king said, the king should set out, give William things to do. Okay, you do this, you do that, and I'll do this, I'll do that. But it seems like each houses, which I've said in other videos before, each houses don't even know what the other one is doing. The king should have known everything that William is doing. Okay, so that's their problem. And this is why they're always briefing against each other, outdo each other, when they should just be one, focusing on the crown only, to protect the crown. But it's not my job to tell them what to do. Let them fight each other for all I care. That could cause problem if the foreign office is unable to fill the number of overseas tours slot it wants to cover off. An ally of the king also suggested that he would want William and Kate to be, quote, the international arm of his deployment, and quote, and will, quote, expect them to get out and cover the ground aboard. Hey, they kick Harry out of there. This would have been Harry's turf, but that's their problem. Okay, talk about being between a rock and a hard place, but they say they wanted the spotlight. Okay, let's see this. However, recent events have sparked some debate over the purpose of foreign tours and what they should look like. While the royal family still get a fanatical welcome in many countries, such as Germany, where the king made his first visit as monarch, they may need to alter the focus of visit to some former colonies. I'm laughing. They threw the queen under the bus because Harry and Meghan were having such welcome, red carpet, this kind of thing. But oh my God, I think I get it. At the time when Harry and Meghan were doing the Germany tour, the Dusseldorf thing, getting ready for Invictus, I did not know that Charles was, no, but then the Queen was alive at that time. When did they set, okay, now I'm confusing. The Queen was alive at that time. That I know for a fact. But it's after they went to the the Germany thing, and then they went back and something happened to the Queen. That's when the Queen died. My question here is, when did they set the meeting for Charles to go to Germany? Was it before the Queen died or after the Queen died? And the question will also come about the French visit, which was cancelled. So was it after the Queen died and they realized that he needs to do his world tour or something outside of the UK? They put that. Okay, so forget this, because I was thinking, never mind, I'm twisting myself into a pretzel. Okay, All right, such as Germany, where the king made his first visit as monarch. They may need to alter the focus to visit to some former colonies. I don't know. One source who had worked with king in the past said, quote, the notion of the traveling royals has changed because nobody wants them. In some places, they have become a cipher for every bad things the country has done in the past. And they are getting caught up in the protests about slavery or about the way indigenous population have been treated. If Tor ends up drawing more negative attention than positive, what are they doing them? At the moment, the palace don't know the answer. What was it? The interview with Anne. This is why Anne didn't even want to answer it. This is the question for the monarch. But yet, when you look at, this is the thing, they only know savagery kind of mentality. When you look at Netherlands, the king, he didn't send people to go do the thing. He and his family and the heir, which is his older daughter, went alone to, what country was that? I forgot, whatever the country they were part of, okay, to learn about slavery. They get along very well with the people. If they had took a blueprint on that, they would not have that much problem. Okay, and this is the problem that what's the other queen who threw her grandkids under the bus regarding the titles and all of that. And I said, in my humble opinion, it had to come from the royal family to push her to do this nonsense. And then my reason for that, all these are my humble opinion. I was reading between the line, okay, and I still believe that. And then for her, the queen of Denmark, the queen of Denmark did that, threw her grandkids under the bus because they gave her a taste of what the tabloid could do to her family. And then once that was happening, and I started seeing things about her grandson who left school for certain issues and all of that. So these things were coming up. So she had to do this to protect the family. All right? So when you look at other monarchs that's still in existence, and I remember when I think Philip, is that his name, King of Spain, went to meet with Charles around the same time, and I said he better not do what Charles is telling him to do, because I give my opinion. I said we already know about your father who was in a big mess, in which I reported on it as well. I don't know. Everything is coming in full circle. I don't know why I covered it, because I don't cover Spanish royal. But for some reason, I did. I don't know why. And I remember when they met with Charles, and I said, you better not do what Charles is telling you, because we still remember what your father did. All right? When his father went missing with millions of dollars, I don't know how they call their money. Is pesos, or is it Mexico who call pesos? I don't know what the Spanish call their money, but I remember talking about it. So all the other monarchs trying to heal what was done in the past, but for them, no, they don't want to listen. Instead, they're doubling down, quadrupling down, and do all of that. So now they everywhere they go, they just bring highlight of their cruelty, their savagery. So their mentality is gonna just stay in that little place they are in right now in England. Oh my God. Okay, so I read that. Okay, this is less of a problem for the king, because there is a certain excitement as well as deference that comes with state visit, but Prince William is not the head of state, and so Prime Minister and Republicans and Commonwealth realm feel more free to use his presence to vent their grievances. When the Prince and Princess visit the Caribbean in 2022, they face demand in the Bahamas to issue, quote, a full and formal apology for the royal family's crimes against humanity, while the Jamaican Prime Minister told them the country would be moving on to become a republic. And Belize, they were confronted with protests about a land dispute involving a charity of which Prince is patron. They have not carried out an overseas tour since. Oh my God. Oh my. This is what happened when you have too many patrons. they thought the numbers, okay? The numbers, oh, I have so many patrons, I'm patron of this, patron of that, but each one of them dedicate certain time. And this is where Harry said, the less you have, the better. He didn't say it like that. This is just my humble opinion. The less you have, the better it is. That way you could focus on what's really matter. You could show quality of things. Okay, that's my interpretation of it. If I find the clip, I'll put it. It's then the Obama Foundation thing.
So you're affiliated, as many in your family are, with many, many charities. You're patrons of certain organizations. I read that you have about 15 charities that you're affiliated with. Your brother and sister-in-law have about 35, but that's less than some other members of your family, right? You all are doing it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So how do you focus?
So,
and tell us that by contrast, how many charities might other royals be affiliated with in different generations?
Hundreds. My grandmother had to rewrite the rule books to a certain extent. My father and my mother have also done it their way. And now we're the younger generation coming through, trying to do it our way, because the world has changed so much. We believe that by streamlining and by bringing people together in order to effect real positive change is the only way forward. And it worked for previous generations, and we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial to anybody.
Okay, and then you have Kate, who has some, I don't know how many patrons she had at the time of the clip that I mentioned, where she only showed once, 7 years or something like that? Oh my God, or 8 years?
Thank you. Nice to see you again. I was just looking at, it's been a while since I last visited. So yeah, definitely when things get back to normal, I'd love to come and say hello to the team and everyone down there as well.
I think it was 2012 that you were last here.
It only seems like yesterday, Graham. It shows you how quickly time goes.
One of those, I'll put the clip. All right, so that's that. The more you have to really focus on their status, what they need from you, so you be informed. But anyway, so that's that. The Foreign Office and the royal household are still puzzling over what they can do to avoid a repeat. Quote, it's certainly not going to be just going down a street and waving, said one source. Keeping the royal family relevant in the modern world, then, is a long game that will require careful planning. Prince William will no doubt have his own thoughts on how things should be done, but having sworn in front of the watching world to his father, liege man of the life and lamp, he might just have to do as he is told. That's all. Yes, that's all he needs to do. I don't know how they were running before, because he's not the heir, the monarch. He needs to wait his turn. Alright, so the person who could do all of this for them, they kicked them out. They wanted the spotlight. This is the spotlight. Okay, Instagram view. Okay, let's see what this one say about the Instagram view. Instagram views for a one-off event like the coronation is different from views for routine royal engagement. Royal tours are out of fashion. A yearly prize giving day and roundtable talks about early years cannot cut it. Prince of Wales need to have a baby. I think that ship has also sailed. Let's not bring kids into that, because they're having some issues already. So don't bring kids to be suffering into their nonsense. Okay, so basically they will still be lazy. There's a laugh, because using the quality, not quantity excuse, so lame. Okay, and saying they won't be upping their workload because of family duties just show how they are so unrelatable. Okay, this is them. Okay, what the hell we gonna do now? There were two people that could have been there to help make this clown show matters. Yep, well, yep, that's it. They left. They kicked them out. They don't exist anymore. Okay, at least they're getting those IG views. This I'm even also question about it, because we've seen when Harry and Meghan were there, they had the IG page, Sussex Royal, I believe, and they were competing. All right, so I don't trust that number. Okay, I'm sure whatever number they mention in those clips, I don't trust it. Okay, I'm sure that's a good way to keep the monarchy afloat. Content creator to the rescue. Okay, it's not hard, is it? They can have more children because she probably will. They are busy chasing after the star of the Sussexes that they forgot they drove them out because they wanted to be the statesmen or women. Now they are confused, having ran 2,000 miles in the wrong direction. There's the laugh. I see them doing wheels. Confusion has taken over. What about all those other working royals? Okay, William, international statesman, bahaha, billions. There's a laugh. They never attract that. There might be some street parties when Camilla meets her maker, but that's about it. The other day I thought about that, but I didn't want to mention it. Yes, that is true. They seem to be saying that William and Kate will do the showy and glamorous thing. They choose quality, but they will not do the piles of regular royal work that places them in the vicinity of ordinary people. Quantity, because brand William and Kate is more important to them than brand monarch. Right after this, that's it. Forget future. They didn't thought through even how current decade will work out while busy and smearing and chasing out smartness, talent, and glamours out of the household. Yep. What was it? I told you that when you look at some of my videos on PYTE, they were so focusing, laser focused, that tunnel vision of Meghan. They did not see the ripple effect of their behavior. So now it's coming to back and hunt them. All right. I don't know if they still see it, but whatever. Okay, I'm an hour now, so I'm gonna continue, and then I'll cut where divide this piece into different video. I have 2, 4, 6 more after that one.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.